The museum is envisioned to hold 14 chapters through different galleries that depict stages and dimensions of the year from 1971 to 1986, and transitioning with the visitors through the painful, turbulent, and eventually freedom-seeking experiences of Filipinos and the nation. The First Quarter Storm and the Diliman Commune Gallery is an art installation featuring a tornado of chairs, tables, school desks, placards, and period ephemera referencing events from 1970 to 1971 that led to the proclamation of martial law. The second gallery is a large vintage television screen depicting that evening of September 23 when Marcos declared martial law, surrounded by other television sets which interchange from static to government propaganda and intermittent images of resistance to the regime. The Tale of Two Mosques memorializes the victims of Manili and Malisbong massacres and depicts the roots of the Muslim insurgency, the stories behind the Ilaga, and the persecution of both Moro and indigenous communities. The Desaparecidos section is a collection haunting sculptures of human figures holding empty picture frames that create a void within their form, and it is the centerpiece of the gallery. A labyrinth of burnt structures with shell frames remain of buildings and houses in Jolo, Sulu, is the focus of the gallery, while stands with simulated burnt objects reveal stories through audio and visual narrations. On exhibit will be a carousel of a Banana Republic adorned with animals used to build the safari playground of Marcos and his cronies. The arts and culture under the dictatorship is represented by Gigantes, with Angono folk aesthetics, and will be placed visitors in an art and culture gala party of giants. The next hall will house the artwork Super Robot Suffer Reboot. Three carrozas themed on the Marcos dictatorship and Japanese super robot mechas in the 70s will be arranged in a procession. Organized opposition and press freedom dominated by propaganda billboards and campaign posters. It is the time of voices of dissent. The land and its people are one. Makling Dulag, the indigenous peoples, and their environment is featured in the gallery. The gallery highlights two full-scale sculptures of white elephants with a facsimile of the Manila Film Center and the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant. The room also intends to depict the new order of Manila Governor Imelda Marcos to hide urban squalor. Hindi ka nag-iisa, the AVSECOM van, the tarmac. The exhibition space highlights the two de facto catafalques of the late senator that carried him to his place in history. The paths to EDSA were born from the intersection of protests from Ayala Avenue to Mendiola. Two roads on either sides of the protest are dressed with showers of yellow confetti. The final gallery is the festive march on EDSA. On opposite sides of the gallery are images of the Marcos family at the Malacañang balcony and the image at Club Filipino where Corazon Aquino taking her presidential oath of office. In the middle of this memorial library stands the Book of Tears, a sculptural fountain of a family, a translucent figure of a father handing out to his survivor family a thick book representing a registry of names of the persecuted. Water cascades down from the pages of the book into a small pool. How do we achieve justice? How do we win freedom? The Freedom Memorial Museum draws inspiration from the concept of transitional justice. It looks to judicial and non-judicial measures to redress legacies of human rights abuses in order to rebuild social trust and further advance democratic and peaceful futures. By ensuring that memories are preserved and accessible, it is hoped that the stories of victims during the repressive regime are never forgotten. By remembering the struggles, resistance, and solidarity for freedom of the Filipino people, the project is proposed to be an inspiration to the Filipino nation to continue the transition towards a more democratic, just, and peaceful future.